So here we go. Here is the strategy that I'm using. It's working relatively well because I'm making money and I'm happy. So everyone, Nate Barnes here at the Forex University. Right now we have Euro odd on the chart right now on the 1 hour time frame. So we're just gonna start from scratch and I'm gonna get rid of all my drawings and everything. So for anybody who doesn't use TradingView, TradingView.com is what I use to mark up my charts. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all the drawings. So my strategy is pretty much, I'm a trend trader. I pretty much intraday swing trade most of the time. And I try to stay within a trend, right? Obviously, it's the best opportunity for you to see what's going on in a certain time frame. So let's just get started. So what I typically do is I will, go to the daily time frame and then kind of look at what's going on the daily time frame. I don't really get too technical, so I just pull out my line chart and then look for tops and bottoms or resistance and supports, right? So over here, this is where current price is, so I'm just going to mark up some lines and just look left, right? Like the more resistance and supports that are coming up more frequent, then that's a stronger support area, and you guys should know that. So now I have a couple of bottoms. Let me go ahead and mark that up. And then we have kind of a common area right here. Okay. So I don't like to overdo it with my daily because that's a bigger time frame. So now I go to the 4 hour and I use a different color to essentially remind myself that this is actually a 4 hour line, right? So again, I'm going to go ahead and look for some common areas. So I see one right here, which is good. It doesn't have to be spot on, but it just has to give you a good idea, right? A good zone area. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. Let's go ahead and find another one. So I see a couple of wicks right there. And so what I'm looking for are these things right here. I'm looking for these little V's, okay? Those are pretty much bottoms, right? Because price is resisting a specific area. So if it's resisting at least 3 times, then that's pretty much a solid area. So I saw 3 over here. So that's pretty much what I saw in all areas, right? I could do it again. Here goes another one. So if I got 1, 2, 3, that's a solid support or resistance area, okay? When I go to the 1 hour, this is kind of when I look at like entries and everything. So I obviously a break and retest already, just kind of eyeballing this. But for anybody that doesn't really know what a break and retest, I'll show you because that's how I trade. That's how I look for opportunities within the trend. Okay, so right here you're gonna see a really special area, honestly. This price came up over here, had a hard time breaking. It started wicking out again over here, came back down to this daily support area, and then shot back up, broke past this area where it was having a hard time, and then came back over here. So if I do kind of like a rectangle and shade this area, right, you're gonna notice that price has a hard time getting above this and having a hard time breaking below this. So this is essentially a break and retest right here. This whole area where my mouse is, that's a break and retest. So it broke out of this zone, this gray area, came up and then retested, hit the support area, and then continue to go up to the next price action area, which is the red area, which is my daily time frame area, right? So now it's continuing to come down and it's essentially hitting this zone again, right? It's having a hard time breaking below the zone, right? And you're going to see a couple of wicks forming. So, when I'm looking for an opportunity, I try to get in at the bottom of the zone, right? The zone area. So if I pull up my long tool, because I'm going to go long on this or I'm going to buy this pair, I would essentially have entered around right here and then took it up to the next price action area. So I actually entered this trade, but it is Sunday, so the market's closed. That's why you don't see price moving that much. So let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. you're gonna see that right here, I put my stop loss a little bit below the zone just to be safe. And you're gonna see that this, I mean, I can make it a little bit tighter, but just to be safe for this video, I'm just gonna make it like that. So we have a 112 pip move, 60 pip stop loss, right? And I'm already up. Let's see, pull up my ruler right here. I'm already up about 80 pips. So I could take profit if I wanted to, because I do see another area, right, where it's having a hard time breaking. But this is within a 1 hour time frame, so I'm looking more long term. And the next area is the daily red area that I drew up. So I'm confident this is probably like a small pullback before another continuation to the upside. So hopefully you guys understand this. I can do a really quick recap just to give you an idea of what I did. I go to the daily time frame. Let me go ahead and refresh my page. And then I took out my line charts and I looked for tops and bottoms. I said bottles. And so you're going to see these little areas that are kind of like, having a hard time breaking. And those are really strong areas where price is having a hard time breaking, right? So when you have candles out, it's kind of hard to really see what's going on because your mind is overthinking. You see like, bearish forming candles, and you see wicks, and you see these fake out kind of formations, and when you pull out the line chart, it's just a lot easier to see what's going on. So again, I pull out the red for my dailies, and I don't need to do this. I don't need to go up here and look for like common areas, because I mean that price is really far away, right? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to find a good area, right, where I can find opportunities where price is. So price is actually down here because that's where it's at. It's 2020. There's a pandemic. There's crazy stuff going on right now, and you get the idea. So with the 4 hour, I do the same thing. I kind of zoom out a little bit, look left, and I look for those common areas. So I didn't really show you, the common areas for the 4 hour, but let me just show you what I was seeing. So here goes one right here. The orange lines are for my 4 hour, and then again over here, this area, right? And if I keep looking left, let me just show you one more. Let me zoom in just to prove it to you guys. Here we go. Here goes another one right here. Okay, so like I said, look for those common areas, because if you have 3 areas where price is having a hard time breaking, that's a zone essentially. And so let's go into the 1 hour. Same thing, you can do it with the 1 hour as well. So with 1 hour areas, I go off of the wicks, so we can get a little bit more granular on this 1 hour time frame, and then just essentially mark it up, right? So I see pretty much, and you don't want to clutter your chart up too much. So that, I mean, I see some good areas. That's why I didn't really do the 1 hour. But I mean, if I look left, look, here goes a couple of bottoms. Here goes a price area, a price action area. Here goes one. So I'm gonna mark this green for the 1 hour, right? But because this is essentially a little bit more obvious for me, what I'm seeing on the 1 hour time frame was that break and retest. So here was price, right? I'm gonna mark this break and retest with this eclipse. Look at that. So going all the way horizontal to the right, having a really hard time breaking this area. It's apparent that this is a zone, and then it breaks, and then it bounces off of the zone, right? So I already marked that up. I got 2 of them. Same thing, comes up, almost hits the zone, comes up again, and then now it's at the zone. So right here is the opportunity where you can get in for a trade, right? Put your stop loss below the zone, right? You don't want to set it too tight, and then go up to the next price action level. I usually go to the next price action level, whether it be on the 4 hour or the red, which is the daily. If it's on the green, you can take it from price action to price action, but for me, I just take it to the next daily area. because looking, going out and zooming out, right? Like it's not a big move on the daily time frame, right? So on the 1 hour, it looks huge, but it's really not. So guys, again, let me zoom out. Let's do this break and retest strategy one more time. Okay. So I have my gray zone, which is the area where I'm looking for the break and retest. Here goes the daily time frame down here. It broke above that zone, came back down in the zone, and then it continued back up. Now it's playing around, bounced back down into the zone. We have multiple wicks forming, right? So it's having a hard time. It's playing around. This area of consolidation is a confirmation for me. It's telling me, I don't know if I want to break down below here again, right? It doesn't want to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in a buy, set my stop loss so I can, have some proper risk management, and then take it back up to the next area, because history repeats itself. So guys, go ahead and replay this video, because there's nothing else to break and retest strategy, right? Practice, practice, practice. Make sure you're, practicing your risk management, and have fun trading. This was Euro Odd, Nate Barnes with the Forex University. Thanks.